Hello, this is Algebra 1, Lesson 75, and this lesson covers writing the equation of a line and slope-intercept method of graphing. Okay, so this question asks us to find the intercept of a line whose equation is y equals 3x minus 5. Our basic formula for a line is y equals mx plus b. M is our slope. And that just tells us how slanty our line is. B is what's called our y-intercept. And that's where our line crosses the y-line. So if we have our coordinate plane, and our formula for a line is y equals mx plus b, our line is y equals 3x minus 5. This last number right here, this minus 5, coincides with this b. It's in the same place as the b. Okay? It's not multiplied by x or y. It's just by itself. That is what's called our y-intercept. So our y-intercept for this line is negative 5. And what that means is where it's going to cross this y-line, our y's are up and down, right? It's going to be at negative 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where that line will cross. Okay? Alright, find the y-intercept of the line shown. Okay, so the y-intercept is where it crosses the y-line. Here's our y-line. Here's our x-line. And it crosses at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our y-intercept is positive 5. Or it would be the point 0, 5. Our x is 0, our y is 5. Right there. Alright, let's talk about slope. Slope is rise over run. That means how much do we go up and down? How much did we go back and forth? So when we're looking at a line and we're trying to figure out its slope, we're going to need to figure out 2 points where it touches. So it touches there and there. Okay? And so it makes this little triangle right here. Okay? So our equation of the line is y equals mx plus b. The first thing we're going to try to find is our m. That's going to be our slope. So we're going to write y equals m, our slope. That's how many we go up. Our rise goes on top. We went up 1, 2, 3. So that's the top of our fraction. And our run, we went over 1, 2. We went 1, 2 spaces. That gets multiplied times our x, so we just filled in our m with 3 over 2, plus b. B is our y-intercept, where it crosses the line. It crossed right there. So that would be 1, 2, 3, positive 3. Now, we have a problem with our slope here, because when we measured this, we didn't take into account which direction the line was going. So this line is going downhill, so that means it's going to be a negative slope. Because I went over 2, so that's my bottom number. Now I went up 3, let's see. There it is. Alright, so I went over 2, 1, 2, and then I went down 3, okay? So it would be negative 3. So I went over 2, down 3. So it's negative 3 over 2. So be careful with that. Negative slopes go downhill. Positive slopes are going to go uphill. So here's the equation for that line. It's really, really simple to find it. You just find your y-intercept. That goes at the end where your b is. And you find your slope, which is just rise over run. We'll do a couple more examples. Find the equation of this line. Alright, so we're going to write y equals mx plus b. Then we're going to write y equals m is what we need to find first. So this one's going uphill, so it's going to be positive. Uh-oh, sorry about that. All right, so if we start here and we see we're touching to right on the line there and there, so we went up 1 over 2. Our slope is rise over run. Our rise is how many we went up, which is 1, and our run is how many we went over, which is 2. So there's our slope. So that'll be 1/2 x plus b. B is our y-intercept. Where it crosses the y-line, here's our y-line. Here. And it crosses right there at that point. Right? So that point would be 1, 2. That would be -2 is our y-intercept. -2. So we just put -2. Instead of plus b, it's just minus. So that tells us -2 is where it crosses the y-line, and its slope is 1/2. Goes up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. Alright, now we're going to take an equation and graph a line. So if we know y equals mx plus b, our m's going to be right there, and our b is going to be right there. M is our slope, which is our rise over run. Our rise will be 3, and our run would be 5. And that one has a negative slope, so we know it's going to go downhill. So we're going to have 3 and 5, and that'd be -3. So down 3, back, forwards 5. All right. B is our y-intercept, and that's +2. So that means this y line right here, I'm going to make a mark on +2. All right, now I'm going to use my slope to draw the rest of the line. So I want to go down 3 over 5. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll be over here. So our line would look like that. All right, let's try another one. This one says x minus 2y equals 4. Now I need this to be in regular form, which is y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to have to rearrange this equation. Alright, to do that, I'm going to have to subtract x on both sides. So I have -2y equals -x plus 4. Now I'm going to divide everything by -2. Alright, so here I would have y equals, that'd be -1 divided by 2 would be 1/2. These negatives cancel each other. X divided by 2 would be 1/2 x. And then 4 divided by 2 would be 2, and that's negative. Now I can graph that. So my m value would be right here. That's my slope. And my y-intercept is b, so that would be here. -2, so I go start at 0 and I count down 1, 2. There's my dot. Now I'm going to use my slope, which is 1/2, so I go up 1. My slope is 1/2. That's going to be rise over run. Means I go up 1 over 2. Up 1 over 2. And there's my line. Go ahead and pause the video and work the practice problems, and then I'll come back and work them for you. Alright, so the first one's A, and for A, this is just a straight line, which that's pretty easy. And it is, no matter what y is, or no matter what x is, y is always going to be negative 3. I put mine in the wrong spot. That says negative 2. So okay, so if it's a line that goes like that, this line was actually down there. 1, 2, 3. There we go. All right. So y equals negative 3. It's down 1, 2, 3 places. No matter what x is, so here's my x, here's my y. Y is negative 3. All right. For B, all right, so my y-intercept is here. That's 1, 2, 3. And then my slope, if I go to there, I cross the line again. So I went down 1 over 2. So my rise is negative 3, and my run, or not 3, see, negative 1. I went down 1, and then I went over 2. So that would be 2. Rise over run. My rise is negative 1, and my run is 2. So to write that equation, I'm going to say y equals mx plus b. So y equals m, which is my slope, negative 1/2, x plus b, which is positive 3. So there's your equation, y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3. All right, for C, C is just like A, but it is going up and down. So no matter what y is, x is always 1, 2, 3. So x equals 3. And then D, all right, so my y-intercept is right here. That's at point 2. And then my slope is going to be uphill. I'm going up 1 over 2. So my rise is 1, and my run is 2. So D is y equals mx plus b. My m is up 1 over 2, so 1 over 2, x plus b, and my b was 2, right there, the point where it crosses the y line. Alright, so there's those. Now this one wants us to use slope-intercept form to graph these. Alright, so E is y equals negative 2/3 x plus 2. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go up 2 and make a dot. Now my slope is negative 2 over 3. That means I'm going to go down 2 over 3. So down 2 over 3, make a dot. I could go up 2 backwards 3, make a dot. I'm still going to be on the same line. Alright, so there's E. F is 5 plus 3y equals x. I have to rearrange this one. So I want my y by itself, so I'm going to do minus 5. And I'm going to get 3y equals x minus 5. Now I need to divide by 3. Let me double check that. Make sure I wrote that right. Plus 3y equals x. Yep. Alright. So then I'm going to get y equals 1/3 x minus 5 over 3. That's not going to be exactly on a spot. It's a little harder to graph than the ones that we have been doing. So that means my y-intercept is negative 5 over 3. So 5 over 3 is almost 2. So about right there, 5/3. So if we divided these into thirds, 1, 2, 3, 1, it'd be about there. Okay, and then my slope is 1/3, so that means I go up 1. And over 3. So up 1 would be about here, over 3 would be 1, 2, 3, about there. So there would be my line right there. That was a little harder to graph. I'm surprised that they gave you one that didn't come out even. But there it is. So even if it's a fraction, you can still figure out where it goes. Alright, that is it for slope-intercept form and writing the equation of a line. And that is all for lesson 74.